When it comes to tackling tough societal issues, policymakers have a toolbox full of different interventions to choose from. But how do these tools actually work in the real world? Let's dive into an example of how regulations, subsidies, and public campaigns can come together to address a big problem. In this example, the health problem of smoking. In our smoking ban case example, the goal is clear: create a safer, healthier environment. But the impact can go beyond just health benefits. On the positive side, the smoking ban could help reduce healthcare costs and increase productivity. At the same time, some might argue that it also hurts businesses that rely on smokers as customers. Striking the right balance is key, but even then, you have to accept that every action will have negative consequences and that you cannot find a balance where everyone wins. It is up to the government to decide what they give priority and what they are willing to sacrifice to achieve it. The social impact of such choices can also be complex. While a smoking ban can improve quality of life for non-smokers, it raises concerns about infringing on individual freedoms. How much should the government impose on its citizens? And if smoking is banned because it's unhealthy, why are other unhealthy things like fast food not banned? Again, it is impossible to find an absolutely good solution, so there is no objective best way. It is based on opinions and values. So now that we have the goal in mind and have accepted that it will have negative consequences as well, how can we change people's behavior? First up, regulations. When it comes to protecting public health, governments often turn to rules and directives that are legally enforceable. Here, there are different flavors. You can simply ban cigarettes and smoking altogether. But there are more subtle options as well to discourage certain behavior. In the case of cigarettes, this is often done by raising prices of cigarettes or setting a minimum age for purchasing and consuming. Or even more indirect measures are possible, such as rules that ban smoking advertisements or prohibiting smoking in public places. But with all restrictions you create, you have the risk of unintended consequences, like the creation of black markets for cigarettes to circumvent the rules. Regulations are just one part of the equation. Instead of punishing bad behavior or banning it outright, governments can also use incentives to promote good behavior to shape behavior and drive change. In our case, the goal could be to help smokers kick the habit. So policymakers could offer subsidies for cessation programs, nicotine replacement therapies, and other quit smoking aids. Just as with regulations, if not carefully targeted, they can lead to market distortions and unintended consequences. There might be less cigarette waste, but a lot more nicotine gum on the streets. Regulations and subsidies are powerful, but they're only part of the solution. To really drive lasting change, you need to influence hearts and minds through public information campaigns. You can use hard-hitting ads, social media influencers, and community events to raise awareness and shift social norms around smoking, with the result of more people wanting to quit, fewer kids picking up the habit, and a growing social stigma around smoking in public. But public campaigns aren't without their challenges and not always effective. Getting the messaging right is critical. Overly preachy or tone-deaf campaigns can backfire, alienating the very people you're trying to reach. And with behavior that is considered so normal like smoking, it can be very hard to change people's minds with information campaigns. Some countries have been making anti-smoking ads for decades, and still many people are not affected at all. When it comes to tackling complex societal issues, policymakers need to think big and think holistically. Regulations, subsidies, and public campaigns jointly can deliver powerful and lasting results. Striking the right balance is where the real policy-making magic happens. In the end, effective policy is about more than just checking boxes. It's about making choices about what you want to achieve and deciding how you want to do it.